Greetings, I'm Brendan Lowe, founder of Smartass Undies, wacky alchemist mixing motivation, mindfulness, and sustainability together with a cheeky dash of humor, creating underwear with a difference to make a difference. And today I'm joined by Ashley Moss, environmental scientist, ocean conservationist, coral reef research scuba diver, climate change activist, racial justice activist, intersectional feminist. Whoa, hello. That's a mouthful.
Quite a mouthful, but there's important things to be advocating for all at once. So in summary, just a revolutionary.
So the conditions are changing, the ocean's rooting for them, but the hookup, come on, let's get back to how they get together. Like, is there some sort of ancient dating app like Tinder for sea creatures? Or is it arranged marriage? Or is it, destiny written in the stars?
I think it's more of a destiny written in the stars. It requires a very perfect set of ocean conditions that have been in place for hundreds of millions of years. And these conditions include the amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the water, the perfect temperature, and the perfect amount of salt or salinity that's in the water. And if any one of these things changes, then the Zooxanthellae herself will leave her lover and she will not come back until the conditions improve for her, which I respect that in a woman.
Mood makers are salinity, alkalinity, or acidity, and water and water temperature. It doesn't sound very romantic. Can we throw a little Barry White in there? Girl,
I don't know why. But it is very romantic. It's very necessary for this couple. And unfortunately, all three of these things are changing, which have not changed very much in the past hundreds of millions of years, but they are now
changing. So what's changing these things? What's making these couples break up and separate?
Unfortunately, this couple has a home wrecker, and that is you and me and all the rest of humankind. We're all home wreckers, and all three of these oceanic conditions are changing alongside human activity. So for the first one, the amount of carbon dioxide is changing due to the fossil fuel industry and widespread deforestation, which produces more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and in our oceans. And that also changes the temperature because as carbon dioxide increases in the atmosphere, then more outgoing long-wave radiation is reflected back to the surface, which causes a global warming effect. And the global warming effect is concentrated in the polar regions, which causes the ice caps to melt, which changes the amount of salinity that is input in the water too. So all three of these conditions are changing because of humans, the human home wreckers.
The human home. So we are messing up these love conditions for this wonderful couple. Now, just like Romeo and Juliet, there is some nastiness going on there with certain parties not wanting this relationship to happen or stay together. So this global warming, this is the thing. Do you think this is? I know the debate's gone backwards and forwards, but there's science on this. How do we know that our activity is really making difference? What are we measuring? What are we seeing that shows us that we're directly responsible for splitting this couple up?
Well, science is able to tell the climate from hundreds of thousands of years in the past, and we're able to determine that the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere now is much higher than it should be for this time in history. And this is because of our fossil fuel industry directly inputs carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and deforestation reduces the amount of carbon dioxide being absorbed by the trees and reduces the amount of oxygen being produced into the environment. So all of this is direct impacts from human activity on the environment and on this couple.